What's up, Avery Pro Fan? It's actually Daniels here, and today we're going to be discussing the new Hideo Kojima game known as OD. But before we do, can I please remind you guys there is that subscribe button, so if you like our content, please click it. It does help us tremendously. Also, guys, click that bell notification if you want to be notified every time we release a new video. And finally, guys, if you like this video, give us a thumbs up. So, the new Hideo Kojima game, which is been revealed last month at the Game Awards, is called OD. Now, Hideo Kojima has created a lot of games that we all know and love. Most recently, the Death Stranding game, which I believe was his last game. And as I gotta say, guys, this game looks quite fascinating. It looks very different from other games. I'm kind of getting a horror aspect from the game, so it definitely feels like there's horror compared to Death Stranding, which was more open world. This feels a little bit darker, I would say, in many elements. And although Death Stranding was dark, this just feels like a horror dark, not like a sci-fi dark, if that makes sense. I really don't know what to say about the game. As I say, guys, I'm only going to be telling you what my views are of the trailer and what I'm kind of getting from it. But I've got to be honest with you, there's not a lot I can take from it, except for it's very... to be honest, the trailer did frighten me a little bit. I don't get frightened by trailers very often, but it felt so unique, the way it was all laid out. It was very, very surreal. I haven't done a video on this game before, guys. Obviously, it was only revealed last month, so I haven't really felt like there's anything to say about the game until now, when I've kind of looked at the trailer more into detail, thinking, do you know, there might be some parts that I can give my opinion on, and that is exactly what we're going to do in today's video. So you go into the trailer, and straight off there are people's faces. The graphics in the trailer look quite outstanding. The movement of the faces is really good for a video game. However, trailers normally make games look a lot better than they are most of the time. Not all the time, but most of the time. So just take the trailer graphically with a pinch of salt. What I will say though, guys, is that I think what it was trying to do and what it was trying to give the impression of is these people who were being recorded, I kind of feel like they were prisoners. Now, the reason I say that, guys, is because at the end of the trailer, I'll play the video as I'm going along, guys, so you'll be able to see what I'm talking about. But at the end of the trailer, you could see in one of the people's faces, where you can see in her eye a door opening, and she looked towards the door, and obviously with that she screamed. Now this gives me the impression that these people are somewhat prisoners or something like that, and if they do something wrong, then whatever was at that door comes out, and I'm under the assumption that either kills them or makes them regret not doing what they're meant to do. I don't really know where this is. To be honest with you, the way it was looking, they did not look like they were like their faces didn't look dirty or anything like that. So it didn't look like it was based in a time where they were locked in like a cellar or something like that. I kind of felt, and this is just my view, I kind of felt like the game was set in like an underground institution, if that makes sense, like a medical institution or something like that. I don't know what gives me that impression, but that's what it felt like. Now, whether or not are these people being experimented upon or something like that, I don't know. There's not much knowledge about the game, but I don't know, I got the impression that what was through that door wasn't necessarily like a monster or something like that. I kind of got the impression that it was a human being, but that human being was a real evil being, if that makes sense, like somebody who's going to be doing bad things to them. Maybe not just that person, maybe more people, but I really didn't know what else to take from it, but just got the feeling that they were in some sort of institution. I think as well, guys, I think they were wearing black tops, all of them, which would normally indicate that they were in some sort of institution that has some sort of clothing rules or something like that, or they have a clothing code, so you have to wear certain sorts of clothing. And as I say, they weren't dirty, they didn't have any marks on their faces, so that obviously also gives the impression that they're not being held captive by necessarily somebody who's just put them in a cellar, you know. It did feel like the whole thing was set up in a way where these people were prisoners of an institution, like a medical facility or something like that. Again, guys, I don't know if that's for certain. I just got that impression. Hideo Kojima has been known to create experiences that are very unique and very different between one another. You know what I mean? I do feel like this game's going to be very different to the likes of Death Stranding, but don't quote me on that. But that's how I feel. I feel like this game's going to be very different from Death Stranding, but I definitely feel it's going to have that uniqueness that we had in Death Stranding. So Death Stranding felt very different from any other game, and I feel like OD is going to be in the exact same boat. There's obviously some major actors and actresses in this game, guys, as well. You'll see them as I'm playing the video, and that's also quite massive. Hideo Kojima has been known to bring on some really, really big names in the past, like, for instance, Norman Reedus as one of the main characters in Death Stranding. So, you know, he has been known to really take his time with who he puts as characters, and he's going to have his reasons for it. So I definitely trust that Hideo Kojima knows what he's doing. I know that his games are I know that OD is definitely going to change the way that we view horror, and that is my own personal belief. Horror games have got, in my view, so saturated, and I just feel like Hideo Kojima is going to kind of bring a new life to the game. It'll definitely be interesting to see how this all turns out. Again, really need another trailer to kind of get a bigger picture of what's going on, because I could be completely wrong about where they are. Yo guys, sorry for interrupting this video, but I've got an important announcement to tell you all. We're affiliated with a company that is offering a game development course. That's right, guys, this thing covers AI, Unity, Unreal Engine, ChatGPT, you name it, it is in here. So if you're an aspiring game developer and want to know how to get stuck in, this is the course for you. This covers on how AI is used in game development. It'll cover on how to use Unity, on how to use Unreal Engine, ChatGPT, the full shebang, guys. It is in this course. It is $49.99. I'll convert it to British pounds up here, guys. I definitely recommend this course, guys. I mean, if you don't know how to get into game development, then this is the thing for you guys, because there's lots of people who wonder, how the hell do I get into a game development company? How do I start my own games? Well, this will tell you all of that information, guys, and it'll give you the knowledge you need to be a successful game developer. So if you're interested, guys, I'll leave the link down in the description. Go and give it a look if you're interested, and yeah, let's get straight back into the video. But knowing Hideo Kojima is going to be something that we completely we don't suspect, and yeah, as I say, guys, I'm thinking outside the box when it comes to an institution, but who knows. But I do know, guys, that this game is going to change the horror industry in games forever. And there's a reason I think that, guys, and I'm not going to go into the whole ins and outs of why that is. I think you just got to look at the name Hideo Kojima, and that kind of says it all. But what I will say is that horror games have become, oh, it's another Resident Evil game, and although they're good, you know, eventually you get bored of them, and it doesn't feel fresh. And I can't remember the last time like a fresh new horror game that really, really gave me, you know, the goosebumps came out. So I'm definitely gonna say, and guys, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I definitely think that this game is gonna change the whole horror gaming industry forever. As I say, just gotta look at the name, but that's my belief. I just want to say, guys, as well, you know, you look at what Hideo Kojima's Productions is doing at the moment. They're working on OD and Death Stranding 2. So these people are working on two major games, which is fascinating in on itself. We'd never normally get trailers for two games that a company's working on, so that's quite fascinating. As I say, because Death Stranding 2 got revealed in 2022 and OD got revealed in 2023. I don't know if these games are going to release close to each other. I would suspect that Death Stranding 2 is going to release before OD, because that got revealed before OD did. But who knows, guys. It'll be interesting to see how this all pans out. But let me know your thoughts, guys. Let me know your comments. What do you think this game is going to be about? I think we can kind of gather it as a horror game, but what sort of horror game do you think OD is going to be? Where do you think Kojima is taking this? And do you think it's going to be a game worth playing? Leave your comments down below. It'd be interesting to see your thoughts, guys. But guys, we will be covering this game more as more information comes out and more trailers. I will be doing a Death Stranding 2 video very soon, so keep an eye out for that. But except for that, guys, thank you so much for watching as usual, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.